Hi everyone, welcome back today. Well, I have a surprise. We have chapter 8 and chapter 9 on the new house. I know it's been forever since, I read the story. It's about a little girl and her mom and her family and everything. They end up moving to a new house because they had to, and they start seeing things that are scary and hearing things. And the mom sees, well, actually, the little girl sees another little girl with her mom and everything, and scary things start to happen. And then the mom starts to see a little girl with her eyes blacked out and everything with her mom, and just a lot of crazy things start happening. So I have chapter 8 and chapter 9. So instead of talking about it, let's read it. Alright, just let me get it on my screen. Okay, chapter 8. The ride home was unbearably quiet. It wasn't because of what Emma said at school. She is just an innocent child through this. She doesn't understand what she was saying was wrong. The principal should have understood that, which really bothered me. As we pulled up to the house, the creepiest thing happened. I got scared, but Emma had fallen asleep on the way home, so I was glad she didn't witness what I saw in Cameron's room. It was in the middle of the day, but because of the incoming thunderstorm, it was dark and dreary out. I got out of the car and glanced up at my son's room and gasped. There was a dark shadow of a man with a hat. He was staring at me with an evil grin. It looked like he had a trench coat on. I really was at the end of my rope with this. I have a 6-year-old child who's seen the little girl with the evil eyes twice. I saw the woman dressed in the 1900s with the little girl at the top of the stairs, then they vanished. Liam feels like he is being watched all the time, plus we have the awful, creepy room in the back of Andrea's room. Now I'm seeing a tall man with a hat and trench coat. I really am fed up with this. I looked up again and he was gone. I went around the SUV and opened the door to bring Emma inside. I carried her up the stairs and laid her on the couch and put a blanket on her. I didn't want to leave her alone, so I decided to do some more research on the house. But with the storm looming outside, I didn't think it was gonna be a great idea. Sorry, I got an itchy nose. I called work instead to thank Chrissy again and explain what happened. She was the mother of a 5 and 8-year-old, so she understood. I hung up the phone and looked out the window. It started to get really dark and the wind was picking up. The older kids should be home any minute now, hopefully before the storm hits, which looks to be soon. Just then I heard the outside screen door open, so I ran to the window and noticed it was the kids. The bus dropped them off just now. Odd, I usually hear the bus outside. This house is really getting to me. I told them to be quiet because Emma was asleep on the couch. Aw, poor Paul said. Liam and I wanted to play video games. Not right now, I said. I needed to talk to them before Emma woke up. Can all of you please come into the kitchen real quick? I asked. Andrea and Cameron gave me the oddest look. I gave them a look back as if to say, follow and don't ask questions. We all headed to the kitchen, but as we're going to sit down, we heard a really loud clap of thunder. The storm hit finally with a vengeance. Emma came running into the room. She was scared out of her mind. The poor thing was crying and holding onto my leg. If that wasn't bad enough, the lights went out with the next thunderclap and lightning, which lit up the room for a few seconds. This is just my luck. I yelled to Andrea and Cameron to turn the flashlights on their phone on. Then told them to find the candles and flashlight. As they were looking for them, I was trying to calm down Emma. Just then I heard Andrea scream. I sighed and thought to myself, what now? But this time it wasn't supernatural. It was the boys being boys. Andrea yelled, just you wait, Cam. Lehman and Paul, I will get you back for scaring me. Well, at least it was the kids this time. I heard the boys laughing. I yelled, knock it off. This isn't the time to fool around. The boy yells, but Mom, we were just kidding around. The wind was really howling outside and the rain was picking up. You can hear the branches hitting the windows. Because of the way this house was built, it seemed like someone was walking upstairs. You can hear the floor creaking. which scared Emma because she asked if it was the little girl making a noise. Cameron looked at me and asked, "What is she talking about? There is nothing upstairs." I mouthed to him we would talk about it later. Everyone was back in the kitchen. We had candles going and our flashlights on. This would have to do until the lights were back on again. To pass the time, the kids told me what they did at school today. Cameron told us Elena bought the silvery blue dress for the prom, so he had to get a corsage the same color. Andrea asked me to take her to the mall on Saturday with Ashley and Erin. I said sure because it was my weekend off. Liam and Paul were in their own little world talking about video games. Alright, let's see. It was half an hour later when the storm finally slowed down that the lights came back on. It was starting to get late, so I told the kids to finish their homework while I decided on what to cook for supper. Andrea wanted something easy, so I made American chop suey, which was fine by the kids. Emma was a little help with getting things ready and setting the table. I called the kids down from upstairs to come and eat, and Andrea looked like she'd seen a ghost. I asked her what's up, and she looked at me and said, "I thought you said 5 minutes ago that supper was ready because I heard you calling my name." I looked at her and said, "No, I just called all of you down now." "Weird," she said. "No biggie, I had my headphones on at the time." I looked at her and laughed. "Come and eat, silly." We all had our dinner, and the older kids went upstairs to get ready for bed soon. So that was chapter 8. Now we're going to go on chapter 9. If my phone's funny, it's because the light outside keeps going, you know how the sun is, it just keeps coming in and out, so sorry. The next day wasn't too bad. The kids went off to school. Well, besides Emma, I had to personally bring her to school because of what happened yesterday. I personally went in there and apologized again for her behavior, as well as making her apologize to her classmates, teacher, and principal. After that was all said and done, it was time for me to go to work. The day went by fast. I passed out medication to my patients, continued monitoring them throughout my shift. I handled their medical records with all they accomplished. It really makes the time fly. There's one patient that I love to visit while I'm working because she always has a story to tell. Her name is Sue. As a matter of fact, that was my last stop for the day, and then I'm going home. I walked into her room and she greeted me with this: "You brought a friend with you today." That confused me a lot because there was no one with me at all. "What do you mean, Sue? There is no one with me." "You mean to tell me that boy right next to you, you don't see him?" Now she's starting to scare me. "He keeps looking at you. He notices me too. He wants me to tell you that he doesn't want to scare you, but he needs your help. He can help you too." "Help with what?" "Moving on," she replied. She still confused me. "He also says that he can help you with Lillian." Now that really caught my attention. I've only told Kara. I smiled at Sue and told her I had to go home. I finished what I had to do quickly. I explained to Sue that I will see her tomorrow, then I walked out of the room. If I was honest to myself, I kind of was a bit scared. Why is there so many spirits in this house? How come my uncle didn't warn me? Well, I was warned about some weird stuff that had happened there, but I didn't expect it to be this bad. It was time to visit my uncle. I got into my car and left. It took me 20 minutes to get back to the house. I just hoped he was at home. I knocked on my uncle's door downstairs. It took me a little bit to get to the door. Oh, it took him a little bit. Sorry. When he finally opened it, he said, "Oh, hey, Anya. Do you need something?" "Yes, an explanation," I said angrily and walked into his house. "Why didn't you tell me that there were spirits in my house? Why didn't you warn me people died here? I am a mother, you know. A lot of stuff has been happening at my house. I am trying to keep it at a secret from my kids so they won't be scared to live there. Things like this you need to tell people right away." I took a deep breath after that. He sighed and started saying, "I'm sorry, sweetie. I honestly thought I took care of this before you moved in." At this time, he sat down at the table. Then he relaxed in the chair. "Anya, take a seat so I can explain everything I know and what I tried to do to fix it." I sat down slowly. Okay, please explain. My uncle said, when I moved in, the previous owners of the house sat me down to explain what I possibly would be dealing with. The first thing that you told me was that the family that lived here before them had been deceased. Well, some of them anyways. I believe their last name was the Olsons. But anyways, they said that the mother and the daughter had died. They both passed away in the house. The little girl was trapped in this small room that I tried to block up. And the mother ended up dying because of the heartbreak. It happened both upstairs in the attic. They told me that they would occasionally see both of them upstairs when they lived there. They were so terrified they decided on calling in a professional to help them. The professional explained what they were dealing with. They both agreed on a medium. When she arrived, after she did a walk through the house, she said she sensed that the spirits were restless. She also felt that they needed help to move on. But she also stated that there was 2 portals upstairs and 1 in the basement. That they had to be careful on what action they could do because the wrong move would anger the spirits and possibly attract more because of the portal itself. This is where I stopped him. Wait, portals? You're telling me that I have portals upstairs? Exactly how many spirits in the house? Are there 2? I really need to know. And then, he then said, I was getting to that part. I'm getting ahead of myself, sorry guys. He continued, well, they didn't take the precaution that the medium told them to. They did the stupid thing and tried to do it themselves instead of having a paranormal expert to do it. They brought a Ouija board in the to communicate with the mother and daughter, but all it did was provoke the spirits, which made matters so much worse. It made the mother and daughter really angry. When using the Ouija board, it brought 2 more spirits into the house through the portals. One was a little boy. He seemed to be the protector and just wanted help to move on. The other one was a man with a hat. They told me that he just lurks around. I personally didn't want my tenants to be bothered by it, so I tried to fix the problem right away. But I guess with you coming down and telling me this, it didn't work for that long. So 4, I said, kind of aggravated. There is 4 spirits in my house? Yes, Anya. Well, I'm not having that. I'm going to do something about this. This ends soon. They're not going to like me at all. The protective side came out, my mama bear side. My kids will not have to deal with this. I am not being pushed out of my apartment by this either. I'll talk to you later. Time to get things started. I walked out of his home and went into mine. It was about 2:30. Cameron and Andrea should be on their way home by now. I should have time to call Kara and tell her what my uncle just told me. The call took about 20 minutes. I explained what my uncle told me. She was shocked, speechless to be honest. I told her to get everything that we needed. We were going to do it this weekend after I take Andrea out with her friends. I was going to have all the kids sleep out. I would make arrangements for them. And I would explain to them that I have to do something at the house. That is what kind of dangerous for them to be in the house while it goes on. I wasn't playing anymore. This needs to get taken care of. I think they messed up on that part because it sounds kind of weird. Just then, my 2 oldest walked through the door. I said bye to Kara and pulled both of them aside. So you guys need to make plans for this weekend. I need to do some reconstruction in the house, and it would be too dangerous for you guys to be in here while it happens. The dangerous part was true. But you were supposed to take me and my friend out this weekend, Andrea said. That's still happening, but you gotta sleep out for the night. I'll just sleep over her house, she replied. To David's house it is, Cameron said calmly. Well, that went really smoothly. I didn't expect to come up with something too quick. The kids went upstairs to their room. Don't forget to do your homework, I yelled up to them. I heard an okay and some kind of grumble from Cameron. The other 3 should be coming home in like 30 minutes. I wanted to make them all a quick afternoon snack to get them through the dinner. Pizza rolls it is. They all love that. As soon as they were done, Liam, Paul, and Emma walked through the door. Guys, there's pizza rolls, I screamed so everyone can hear. The next thing you heard was the sound of footsteps running to the kitchen. Did everyone have a good day at school, I asked. Liam, oh wait, hold on. Liam replied with, so I have a science project that I need supplies for. Can we go get the things tomorrow? I can't really say no to that. School does come first. Yes, we'll go tomorrow. I made plans for all three of you to go to sleep at your aunt's house for the weekend. I have the contractors coming over to fix up the house and don't need anyone getting hurt. Yay, was Emma's reply. Is Tom going to be there? She was asking about her cousin and my nephew. I believe so, sweetheart. He's close to their age, but still the oldest out of all three. Liam, being the sarcastic one, a weekend away from Mom, sweet. I gave him a look as if to say, oh, really now? He saw it and he replied with, just kidding, Mom, take a joke, and laughed and walked away. Emma was the second one to finish. She rushed off to her room to play with her dolls. Paul, on the other hand, was kind of quiet. You okay, Paul? Yeah, I'll be fine. Today just wasn't a good day for me, he said in a sigh. Anything you want to talk about? Well, I just don't want to be out for the weekend. I'd rather just be home, he said. It's just for one weekend. You'll be home Sunday night because you got school in the morning. I just have to do it this weekend. I won't be available after this weekend for the contractors. Okay, he said, still in a mood. But he finished his pizza rolls and went upstairs to play his game. The kids are all set for the weekend. They don't suspect anything. My package should be coming in tomorrow. Kara is coming over and I'm tempted to get a Ouija board. Tempted, but I also think I should do this the right way too. And so far that's 8 and 9. 10 and 11 should be out pretty soon. I don't know when. But I think they said it's going to go up to 15 chapters. So, yeah. Well, I hope everyone liked this. And you'll definitely see me Sunday. And I don't know, like, share, subscribe. And thank you for watching. Thank you guys. Mwah. See you later.